Welcome back to episode 5 of the Everything Padel podcast. I'm your host, Ewan, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Jake.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Excited to have you again.
Let's address the new setup.
This is quality.
It looks amazing, right? Well,
class.
I figured last weekend you played a tournament, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to tell the viewers the result of that tournament?
Just
Get the trophy out.
boom.
So look what Jake has done for the podcast. He's brought us our first bit of memorabilia. Is he going to fit in there?
Does fit.
Oh. Go on, get it nice and centered.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
There we go.
Perfect. And I thought, you know what? You've got that for us. So I'm going to grind this weekend and make sure this podcast looks amazing.
Oh,
New table.
New chairs.
Comfortable chairs we can sit back on.
Yeah, so nice.
Shelf.
Little shelf. TV's working.
TV on. Hopefully mics are in a better place for you guys as well.
Yeah, not crossed over. Had some complaints about that.
A few people saying as well, these weren't all the way around me.
And now they are.
Can't see the radiator.
Yeah.
All those details. So we still know there's a few tiny little things I want to improve. And obviously a big thing as well is I want to get a camera on Jake.
Yeah.
So that we'll have main camera on both of us, camera on me, and then a camera on Jake as well. So hopefully for next episode, we'll have that in as well. And
yeah. No, it's awesome.
we're looking good.
I think it's so much better than our other episodes. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you won this trophy. You said on the last episode you were going to bring the trophy to me. I can't believe I actually doubted you. I said, can you win?
And how
bad is that from me?
I know. Well, we were the number one seeds, but nonetheless, you have to get the job done.
Yeah.
And we fought pretty well.
Yeah.
Like it was a tough tournament. We actually, in the semi-finals, we did go first set 5-1 down again as a common theme.
Really? And who was that against?
Pau and Enrique.
Okay. So Pau, the guy I played in that grade 4.
Yes. Yeah. So we went 5-1 down and then ended up winning the set 7-5.
Okay.
And then won 6-3 or 6-4, something like that. And then we won the final 7-5.
So talk to me a little bit about the final. You played against George Weller and Jamie Gall. They often get featured on this podcast a lot right now.
We got look at this now.
This here is Theo.
So I'm playing with Theo and
Theo
we're playing against George and Jamie Gall, who's on the other side.
So we've spoken about George and Jamie in episodes before. I played them a few months back. We spoke about in episode 1. Do they still do the nonchalant gimmick where they just don't react at any point?
Yeah. It's
and that's
tough.
what they were doing through the game.
Yeah, this is a cool clip of, if you can't see it on Spotify.
Yeah, sorry to audio listeners, by the way. We've got a really cool setup.
We're excited to use it, yeah.
We've got the TV, which shows some of Jake's points here. So notice there you're actually on the left, Jake, but you just swapped.
Because I've run out.
You've run out and then you swapped and then Theo.
That was a cool point that I wanted to show everyone.
Was it comfortable, the game? Did you feel like always on top?
No, it wasn't comfortable. No match me and Theo play is really comfortable. We like to make a challenge for ourselves. No, but that's one of our strong parts of our game that you will never see me and Theo give up. Like even if you think that you're on top the whole match, we'll still try and find a way to get on top and end up winning the match.
Well, first this was semi-final. We went 5-1 down.
This is the final.
Yeah, this is the final. And did you go down in that one at all?
We went a breakdown 5-4. They were serving for the match.
Yeah, because I actually saw on George Weller's Instagram, he said he had 2 set points or 2 match points or...
Yeah. I believe he had 2 set points.
2 set points.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, again, saying me and Theo just feel so strong that if we can focus up on those points, we can still, like, it's not over until it's over, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you never know, like... Anything can happen in those situations where all of a sudden they have a slip or a fall and now their head's all over the place and we can suddenly get back into the match or something like that. So we're constantly trying to concentrate to keep the match alive.
Was there any strategy you were using against George and Jamie? Because just so people realise, George and Jamie, very consistent pair. Did they play like that on the day as well? Just very solid?
It was honestly like if you watch, we can play some of the points. Like,
yeah, just keep them in the background.
I mean, me and Theo, again, I think we'll admit we didn't play our best, which it's tough. But like it was a very long match. Every point went on a long time. It was very hard to kill these balls.
You needed patience.
Like patience was the main thing, even though... Like you'll see a lot here, me and Theo just smashing it. But like it was so much like these
nudge battles.
Yeah. And it was tough. Like I don't like it. Like, we both don't like it, but it's got to be done sometimes, especially against George and Jamie when they don't really miss. So like, it's hard to win the point against them because they're not missing. So for you to play confident against two people that aren't missing a ball is tough. So we ended up getting into a bit of a grind battle with them, but came out on top. So that was, it was nice feeling to win the tournament and get the trophy for.
Well,
the
congratulations!
EP.
I do have a little gift for you.
Oh wow!
Got you some Haribo sweets.
Oh, thank you, mate.
From the Everything Paddle store, which actually you get in all of your orders. So you see there, I actually used your win to market my business.
Smart. It's smart. Very smart.
I was like, well, I don't want to be left out because obviously I don't have anything on there.
Yeah.
So I have a trophy from 2022. So
I remember when you won this
ago.
in Bushy.
Was this with you?
No, it was. Yes,
it was with you.
Yes.
Great. So I haven't even got my own win. I actually have two of these. So I think one of them might have been with someone else.
Shaw Mayer,
another very good player that definitely carried me. But
that's cool. That's
there you
really
go. I wonder which one looks better there.
It's funny. When was this?
2022.
Okay,
end of 2022, I think. Yeah.
The upgrades of trophies over
the trophies. You can tell
yeah.
it was a little bit of a smaller sport back then.
Yeah. The budget's a little bit.
And then finally, I thought I've got an Everything Paddle bottle.
That's smart.
Maybe I could just put that there. Let's sit there.
You can put it on the table.
Yeah, on the table. There you go. Put it in the middle.
Yeah. So we are going to try and build our
like
this up and maybe get some stuff here. And this is our new home.
I know, it's great. Let's go on to our next section then, which we're going to discuss this. I actually sent an email. I do a weekly email, and I sent an email this week talking about, is paddle becoming a rich person's sport? Because I think you probably noticed in the last year or so, the sport has grown so much more and it's starting to get a lot more mainstream, where players that aren't really maybe interested in sports in general, or just people discovering the sport, and there is a kind of like vibe, in my opinion, that it's a little bit of a rich person's sport, that there's it's not.
Well, I think the problem is right now is that because there aren't enough courts, it's basically these club owners can charge whatever they want because there's no competitors right now.
Exactly.
So like where I work at in Ilford,
it's really, really expensive. And I think Jake's just put on the screen there as well, he's just put an article that's just come out recently, which is paddle courts replace football pitches as yuppie tennis explodes. So, and there was another article as well that I actually included in my email marketing that come out that said,
it's so stupid. Like, I hate these things where it's like there's the blimmin'. The guy who wrote the article has probably never played paddle in his life.
He'd love it.
Yeah, exactly.
The other article, that was here was it was like 5-a-side football pitches get ripped up as la-di-da paddle explodes or something. Was it explodes or replaces it? Something like that. And to be fair, look, if we take all emotion out of it, all sort of love for the sport ourselves, if we loved football, which we both love football as well, and we played football and our local 5-a-side got replaced by paddle, we would be annoyed, right?
Playing 5-a-side pretty much like for the last 4 or 5 years. I've stopped this year, but like it's so much fun. I suppose we have both in Malden. In our hometown, we've got both, so I can't really compare. But yeah, I suppose I would be annoyed, but
I can see why they're calling it these names, because they're like, oh, it's this. I think one point I did make in my marketing is paddle is being marketed as kind of like a cool, rich, premium sport, which is, I think it's been great for it. At least it's not coming across as lame. But you're seeing all these celebrities and influencers and footballers playing, which is great. But then maybe just for your average person that likes to play a bit of football and that, they're seeing this new sport and they're thinking, oh, like I can't afford to play this. It's just a rich person's sport.
Yeah, I think if we look at like Spain, Argentina, like Mexico, it's so cheap to play there. Yeah, like it's so cheap. So it will get to the point where it will become cheaper in England to play, but we've just got to be patient with letting these owners build venues, like open up different spaces in different areas. Because even like, if we look to build a court, there's so many areas, or build a club, sorry, there's so many areas in England that have got no paddle yet. Yeah. So it's literally a gold mine. That's what we would be thinking, right? So we'd be charging...
Just supply and demand, isn't it?
Yeah. And we'd be charging a premium for not premium courts, because you can get away with it right now. So that's why it is so expensive.
So I got a few responses from my email back, and just to sort of compare. So, you know, the Paddle Hub in Slough?
Yeah.
That is £30, or is it £20 per person? It's £20 or £30 per person to play
For an hour?
for 90 minutes.
For 90 minutes, £20.
Yeah. And that's the same as Padium. It might even be a little bit more than that. I have a feeling it might be 25. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
And that's in Epsom, sorry.
that's a Slough one.
Oh,
The Paddle Hub
sorry,
Slough. But also
yes.
like Padium, for example, is 20. There's a lot of them that are £15. I got an email from someone saying, I live in Spain. The court fee is €4, so £3.40. There are 6 players that we play on, 4 play, 2 rest. So that's 57p per person per session. So even if it wasn't, it would be like, 90p or £1 per person. And we have the court for 90 minutes each time. We play every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Total monthly spend is under £7.50. It's crazy, isn't
For
it?
three sessions of paddle.
So I know that's obviously the extreme end of it, and like we're not saying it has to get that cheap. But then if you compare that to someone £20 at Padium, for example, if you're local to there and you play 3 times a week, it's going to come like well over 200, 300 quid at the end of the month.
Yeah, I think the thing we've got to think about is that I'm assuming that venue that guy plays at will be outdoors.
Yeah.
In the middle of Spain, in the middle of nowhere, like that can charge that cheap because the rent will be that cheap.
Like there will be expensive centres in Spain as well.
Yeah.
I get that as well. I think it was just in general, I think if you probably looked at the average cost of Spain versus UK, it's going to be like double in the UK, right?
Let's use Malden as an example. That's £20 for a non-member to play for an hour. So it's £5
per person
for an hour.
Is that's off peak?
Off peak.
And Malden's a court. It's 4 courts, 3 of them are just covered by a roof.
Yeah. So I think that's
decent.
But we are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
We're nowhere near London. We're like an hour away. So that's also a kind of thinking point, isn't it? But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
It's just how you look at it, I guess. I just think, I wrote down a couple of things like what's the solution. I don't really know because I'm not really a massive expert. But like you said, we need more courts, potentially more clubs that aren't going for like the real premium. I think every club is trying to become the best in the UK right now and the most luxury premium. Maybe just chuck like 4 courts on that aren't the best, but make it cheap. Our
very good friend and old ex-boss, Richard Hall-Smith. Yeah,
he is doing that.
He's making a fortune by building
accessible.
That's a really good word to use.
I know that's the word you're trying to say.
Accessible paddle courts around areas of London, outside of London, like basically anywhere that doesn't have paddle, like Torquay, Plymouth, like all of that. He's flooding paddle courts in there that are kind of he gets a very well-known distributor from Sweden, and has a nice deal there and contract with them. So he gets the courts from them and then puts them in the UK for places with fairly cheap rent.
And they're not the most unbelievable courts.
No, but that's not their business model, right?
Yeah, they're not. Then it's a lot cheaper. And to be fair to them, that they do actually get quite a bit of criticism for the courts not being like unbelievable and amazing. But then it's like the price is so much less. It's actually quite a good thing.
And you've got to think like most of the people that are complaining are like similar level to us, or like around that advanced level, and the club isn't built for them.
No.
It's built for
people that just want to play like 3-4 times a week, as a hobby.
Exactly.
They don't care
Beginners.
if a few bumps in the ground or
they're not going to know the difference
net's a bit
between
low or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
they're not going to know the difference between like a premium court and a half decent court, right? Like where we probably will because we've been playing for so long. So like that's why it's like telling them, well, it's not built for you. You don't have to play there. They're not that their business model isn't for you. Like Ilford is probably your business model. Like Rocket Paddle Ilford is the one that they want you to play at because it's so nice and so lovely to play at. So
that's a really good point. And then finally, I just wrote down that I think it'd be nice to see just maybe a few more clubs that just try and build a bit more of a community, working with schools and trying to give a lot of sessions and availability for younger players, just beginner players, so that people have the opportunity to play just like we did. We had the opportunity to play 4 or 5 times a week and get all those hours in to get to that high level.
Well, this is an interesting topic as well because I know Rocket Paddle Ilford work with the school next door, as a primary school next door, so they work together. And
that's good.
Yeah, and Tom, the coach there, goes over there and takes them with a teacher to the club, and it's like a nice thing they've got going, working between each other. Yeah. And also there was Padel Maidenhead.
Yeah, I've heard it's a nice club.
They've opened their doors a little bit wider to allow for wheelchair access.
Wow.
So I don't, that could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they've opened it wider. Whereas in Malden, I remember I saw a bloke in a wheelchair wanted to play wheelchair paddle, which is great.
Yeah.
But he had to but come off the wheelchair and walk through. Yeah, and get someone. It was
I know
tough.
what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so that's
it
why
was difficult. But they made it wider
so that you can allow straight through.
And if someone in a wheelchair does manage to smash it out, he could get out and still get back in easily.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be insane.
I am intrigued. I had a guy come up to me on a wheelchair, lovely guy called Ish, and he came up to me and asked, do I do wheelchair lessons? And now I'm researching all about how to play wheelchair paddle.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's just 2 bounces, right?
So it's 2 bounces, and basically the positioning is very interesting because you stay in no man's land.
Yeah.
You literally stay in no man's land the whole time.
Because if it goes off the glass, it would come forward quite a bit.
Exactly.
And then surely comes to the net. Is that risky because of the lob?
Yeah, exactly. So you literally just stay in no man's land.
Tactics are so different.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. And then they literally hit Bandekas the whole time.
Yeah.
Unless you've got the rouleau, basically you're always just slicing.
Yeah. It's so cool that, because imagine if you said, I can do it and not researched it at all. And then you're telling him to push the net.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was one, like I said to him, look, I don't know much about wheelchair paddle right now, but I'm happily to research and understand. And then help out. Because I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me about his story, and it's really inspirational how he did the first ever Tough Mudder.
Yeah, on a wheelchair.
But he had to get off and climb under.
Of course, I've seen them. Yeah.
So it was really. He was the first person to ever finish a Tough Mudder without using their legs, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was really, really interesting, and I was like, I really want to help you out, so I'm going to research about it. But hopefully, we can get in touch again and sort a lesson up.
Awesome. All right, guys, moving on to our next section now. We've got top 5 most annoying types of paddle player. So me and Jake now have been playing over 6 years. So we've experienced a lot of different kinds of paddle players, and we've got a list. So did you want to go first or me?
Should we take turns?
Okay.
Number 5?
Number 5, I've got the guy that is playing bad today. So it's kind of like the excuses guy. But you know when you play someone and they keep messing up and they're like, I'm playing so bad today.
Yeah.
And it's like, you always play like this. It's just a bit. I think it's just a bit annoying. Like no one really cares if you're playing bad today. Just get on with it.
Yeah. No, I feel like I am this guy as well, though.
It's like they're desperate to tell you.
Yeah.
That it's today, guys. It's like we don't care.
Insecurity. Yeah. No, that is definitely
a little bit annoying.
A bit me as well.
All of us, we've all done this though. I've definitely said to people, I'm playing bad today.
Most of these we have done.
Yeah, for sure.
But we happily to admit we are sometimes annoying. Mine is like a non-communicator, like someone who doesn't communicate.
Right, this is definitely a dig at me.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
because me and Jake played the other day, and it was for the backhand pop-out video, and I was just focused on popping it out, so I was just silent.
So annoying.
No,
we're trying to play a proper match.
I didn't know it was a serious game.
We're playing against Nikhil Mahindra and Stan.
I know why now, because you wanted to beat Nikhil really badly, and he wanted to beat you really badly.
Yeah, it's always a good match when we play each other, and he always thinks that he can beat me.
In my defense, though, I invited you guys along for my backhand pop-out video, not so you two could beat each other.
Yeah, well, we're not going to sit there and go, here, Ewan, have a backhand pop-out. No.
we want to.
Yeah, true. But we wanted to play a match, and basically the whole point I'm saying this is because I'm going, where are they? And Ewan's just like,
I'm just staring to see if there's a chance for me to pop out. Go on. In general, though, why is that difficult for you to deal with? Explain.
So when you're playing a match and you don't know where the opponents are, if they're coming in off a lob to your Pandeka or whatever.
Especially when there's someone as good as Nikhil.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he wants to do, like come in and block. So it's really important that I know where he is.
Yeah.
So when someone doesn't tell me where he is,
Stop saying it like that.
it's really annoying.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I didn't actually think of that one. Okay, number 4, I've just got Lobbers.
Oh, this is good because I've got always smashers.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of a different.
Okay, so I've just got Lobbers because
Yeah, it's a good one.
it's just like I find that sometimes it happen when maybe you win the first set really well and then the second set they just go all out lob. It makes the game quite boring.
Yeah,
and a bit frustrating.
long, nudgy.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing, but it just makes the match less fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one. I just went guy who always smashes.
Yeah,
Like playing against tennis players where they just smack the ball and it's like you're actually in risk of getting hit here and it's like, oh, it's so annoying. Just like that's not
again,
what you're supposed to do.
It doesn't make the game enjoyable.
Yeah. And then like, it's just annoying because like, and it's one of those smashes that it's not like sitting on top of that where you can do something fun with it. It's like one of those smashes just like hard
like
flow
from the back of the court. They just do it.
Yeah. So it doesn't. You can't actually do anything with the ball other than just get it back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's annoying. But yeah,
number 3, I've got guy that steals all your shots.
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't actually think this happens that much, to be honest. But I kind of said this more because a lot of people that maybe I coach complain
Always
about
say
this.
it,
That
yeah.
maybe they're on the left side and the guy on the right thinks they're better, dives across and takes all their shots. That is quite an annoying paddle player.
That's an interesting topic though, because a lot of players, like I'll be doing points with some of my clients and there'll be like a ball will come down the middle or a little bit over to the forehand side and the backhand player will come over and take it.
Yeah.
And then the guy on the forehand will be like, turn around and be like, that's my ball. Like it's on my side. And it's like, well,
they very much looked at the white line as that's the divider.
They're half, right?
Yeah.
So that is a kind of interesting topic though, because some people don't understand that the backhand player takes 60, if not more, % of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is players that fridge you, don't hit you the ball.
Yep.
So annoying.
How many have got this one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like frustrating, isn't it?
I think we spoke about this probably before on a podcast, like
100%
or something. But just I think it's worse in a casual match. Friendly game. Like, why are you fridging?
Yeah, I mean it's annoying in a tournament as well.
Yeah,
but you can understand it.
It's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, I've got guy that rages and then starts getting really happy once he starts winning.
Really?
I know this sounds a bit weird. I think it's just certain people I've played with. Like imagine you're beating them. They're getting really annoyed the whole time. They're kind of ruining the game because they're in a bad mood. They've made the atmosphere bad. They're sulking. And then the second they maybe start to win or come back into it, then suddenly they're all happy and making jokes and cracking jokes. And I'm a bit like, you ruined that at the start. And now just because you're winning.
Okay, now I see
like
you're coming
really
from.
Self-centered.
Yes, yeah. I don't think I've ever come across one of those. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't thought about it as much as you have, clearly, as your number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a bit high up.
Yeah, okay.
What you got number 2?
I have got the excuse merchant. You did kind of bring it up a little bit earlier, but I went more broad. Just anyone with any excuse. Like the lights or the roof's too low, whatever.
Racket.
There's so many, isn't there? But no one likes to hear it. No one cares.
I think that's the thing. People, they always think that we're like desperate to find out why they're missing. No one cares. Everyone just knows you're missing.
Yeah.
But they want to tell you. Okay, number 1, guy that coaches you all day long.
Wannabe coach. Yeah,
Wannabe coach.
That's mine as well. Number 1. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Like you don't mind the odd bit, but every single point I've had it before, and it's just like you're not helping. You're just making it worse.
Yeah, like you can't coach in the middle of a match. Like you can give tactics, but you can't do really technique unless it's like the tiniest thing. It's like you're gonna throw their whole game off if you're telling them to, I don't know, do something so different, drastically different to what they were doing before.
Or the worst thing, I think sometimes it's not. They'll do it the second you miss a shot. Like you just hit a ground stroke in the net, and they'll be coming over coaching you, telling like, no, we don't need to do that. We should lob instead. And it's well, no, I'm gonna miss at some point. Give me the tactics, in the break in a game.
Yes,
so it's not just you're clearly just reacting to me missing.
And just getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Wannabe coaches.
Don't like him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's answer a few questions then from the previous podcast. You've got them on the screen. Question for you. I've been playing for for a bit over a year now, but find my consistency at the net is a bit all over the place. Some days it feels like I'm playing well, and even if I lose the match, that's fine, as I made some decent shots and had a good time playing. On a bad day, it feels like I'm snatching at the ball and no shot is connecting well. When I'm feeling like that, am I best to keep playing aggressively and attempting the shots I know I can make, or should I drop back to playing safe and more consistent, which is going to help me more in the long term? That's a really good question.
It is a good question. And like it happens. I'm sure it happens to you. It happens to me, definitely. I think.
So what should he do there? Should he go more? Should he keep going, or should he just go consistent to sort of save the game?
I think consistent is something that I probably would start to like.
I think I'd probably go into that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough. Like you do want to play aggressive and attempt the shots, but at the end of the day, like we are human, and the pressure does add up, and it makes it difficult to play like that. So, like definitely consistent, but it's like consistent but smart. You know, not like just nudging it in nowhere. Like, but placing it in places that
you can still
make
play.
it different.
You can still play his shots and still play his volleys.
Yeah,
but just take a little bit off them.
Yeah, like you'd make them win the point rather than like you trying to win the point.
Yeah,
like you only have to play like this much better than your opponents.
Yeah,
like so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if like there's a couple shots in there that aren't perfect. You know.
I think though, if you do get a really easy ball, and then just go for it.
Well, you've earned the opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's the ones, not every single volley, maybe just drop off a bit on most of your volleys, but then if you set it up well and you've got that chance, then you might as well go for it. Don't back down from that one.
Yeah, I would like. I'd be intrigued to see what like top 10 in the world would say to that question.
Yeah.
To see.
I think it's a bit of both, and I also think playing safe and more consistent is quite good to train your consistency. So it's not the worst thing if you go into that bit more safe play, because then that's good practice for you just to know that you can just keep the ball in if you need to.
And this is an interesting topic actually. Watching the Premier Padel players, do you reckon they get tight? Like, do you reckon they get nervous?
No, I don't know. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, but they just tactically, they just go a little bit,
and it's like,
off.
When we watch them, are we watching them when they're in like a tie break? Are we watching them play nervous and they're still playing ridiculous? Is that their tight, or is that them just not being tight? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I was speaking to Sam Jones about it, and he was like, nah, their tight is just that level.
Yeah.
Like, they can play so much better than that. I'm like, but what? Like, I don't.
Their tight is still 1,000 times better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I mean was dig at me there. Just no need for that. But yeah.
I meant you in general, but I was staring right at you.
Yeah. Just better than you. Cheers, Ewan. But yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? It's like, are they tight? I know. I would love to know. Maybe that's a question we want to see an interviewer ask them, but I don't understand Spanish, so that would be difficult.
Do you have one more question?
Yeah, I like this question. Have you ever thought about hosting a subscriber tournament?
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
I haven't actually thought about it, but I think it would be a really good idea. Something to do at Ilford, just an everything paddle tournament.
Yeah. And then just like, or...
But it's tricky though, like when you say subscriber tournament, are we not letting you enter unless you show me you're subscribed?
Yeah. Well,
on the door.
I'm sure most people are subscribed. It's a great channel.
Yeah.
The Everything Paddle podcast and the Everything Paddle channel. So I think it's something you should put up on Instagram saying like, would you be interested?
I think I might be wrong, but when he says hosting a subscriber tournament, that kind of sounds like the people that regularly watch my videos. Because, like, for example, I don't know, like Nikhil and Sam, they're just going to enter it and be like, yeah, we're subscribed, and then win it.
Well, you could level it.
I feel like it needs to be leveled, yeah. A sort of
Are Sam and Nikhil subscribed?
No, what I mean is they'll just, like, if I do like prize money or something, they'll just subscribe on the day and be like, yeah, we're subscribers. You know what I mean?
You've got an extra subscriber?
Yeah, that's fine. I think his question is more like all the normal guys maybe that watch my videos.
Yeah. Well,
that's
then you can try and level it with like Playtomic, can you?
Yeah,
or something like
for
that.
Sure.
And then
we can have prizes as well.
Yeah.
Like from the store.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because like, and that will take off, like as soon as you add prize money, like you say, then most like higher level players are going to start sniffing around. But if you kind of keep it to rackets and balls and stuff like that, then it would just be hopefully your subscribers.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I'll have a think about it. I think Ilford could be a great place to do it as well.
I can hook you up, mate.
I
can hook you up.
Quality.
I had a question from a guy called Adnan.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely guy, good player as well. Could be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Not a question, but he said we should start doing like a best point of the week. So every podcast we show a point. What people send in their videos.
Oh, from people that watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we put them on the screen.
We display like maybe a couple we think are top 3.
Yeah.
And then we pick our best one. Because people love filming their games now.
Yeah.
Like especially with
so easy as well.
Yeah, match eye or these kind of things that stick to the glass. Like so maybe it's something that we could implement it for the next episode if you think it's a good idea.
Well, if anyone has any clips now, you can just DM it to Everything Padel on Instagram or just WhatsApp me via my website. And then, I'll save them and then we can put them on the screen for next episode.
Yeah. So send in your clips, people.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that is the end of the Everything Padel podcast. Thanks so much for watching or listening. Make sure to subscribe, leave any questions in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time, guys.
Nice one.
That was good episode, I feel
That
like.
was good, yeah. I thought
It was back to EP1.
These chairs. I'm so before I get like a bit of back pain on the old ones.
Yeah.